Chris bought a second-hand typewriter. One sentence was already typed on it. "You will die when," he shrugged, thinking it was just some creepy guy trying to scare his next victim. He threw the ribbon away, but the next day it continued. "You read this." He laughed nervously, but that didn't stop the typewriter from keeping time. It predicted everything he did. First it was the main character in a horror movie, then it was his co-star. Then it was the director. Then it was the caterer who made the lasagna that killed them all. And finally, it was the special effects artist who made the fake blood that turned out to be real. But after it had written all of their names, the word stopped. Just as he began to think, maybe this was just a bizarre coincidence, and the next morning he could start his new job as an investment banker, and maybe one day become CEO of a Fortune 500 company, the typewriter started again. "You will die when you read this," it said. Chris laughed. What a joke. But the words kept coming. "When you read this, you will die. Look behind you." Chris whirled around, nearly knocking over his now very empty liquor cabinet. Who was there? Was this some kind of elaborate prank? Had he been set up? Was this the kind of story where the killer was actually the seemingly put together and totally normal friend who had a secret dark side and an even darker secret passageway behind the bookshelf? He looked everywhere. There was nothing behind him except the wall. Maybe it was some kind of metaphor. Maybe the killer was actually himself. Was this some kind of statement about the dangers of a life of crime or the corrupting influence of power or something? He thought about the people whose names were on the list. The main character, the director, the caterer, the special effects artist. They were all dead. Okay, so what was he supposed to do? He looked back at the typewriter. Maybe he should destroy it. Maybe the police could get involved. But who was he kidding? This was obviously a supernatural occurrence. Like, what if it was cursed? If the curse was in the typewriter, destroying the typewriter would break the curse. But what if the curse wasn't in the typewriter, and destroying the typewriter would somehow make things worse? What if the curse was in the ribbon? Should he burn it? What if the fire attracted the devil, and he got pulled into the fiery pits of hell? Maybe he should just hide it. Hide the evidence. Hide from the killer. Hide under a rock. Pretend to be a little girl who lives in a shoe. He looked at the typewriter, then at the ribbon, then back at the typewriter. What if the curse was in the words themselves? What if the curse was in the sentence? "You will die when you read this. Look behind you." He laughed. What a joke. But the words kept coming. "When you read this, you will die. Look behind you." He whirled around, nearly knocking over his now very empty liquor cabinet. Who was there?